Hey, welcome to another video. Number 4 in the series of running some mechanics I usually never run. I ran a poll in my community tab and you guys chose Metamorph. Don't worry, Alva will be coming in the next video. So looking at Metamorph, the item that is specific to the league is catalysts. Items that are able to add quality to jewelry in order to enhance specific mods, and mainly we're looking for prismatic catalysts which enhance resistances, fertile catalysts which enhance life and mana, unstable catalysts which enhance crit, and accelerating catalysts which enhance speed. Other than that, unique body parts from map bosses will drop Metamorph organs which can be used in Tane's lab for another Metamorph fight that has pretty good rewards. The main thing when choosing a map for this strategy is that since we are creating 2 Metamorphs every single map with a map node, we're going to want a map that has more than 1 map boss on it. And so I chose City Square, which has 3 map bosses and it's a very tight layout and has a low mob count, so the maps go by pretty quickly. So taking a look at the Atlas strategy that I went with, we're going to be taking all the Metamorph nodes except for this cluster down here, which increases Metamorph chance, and this notable up here and the nodes that lead to it that just make the encounters easier without actually increasing rewards. If your build needs it, I would take these as it does make the Metamorphs go by quicker, but my build is pretty strong, so I usually just blast through the Metamorphs unless they roll crit resistant. Metamorph is a mechanic that doesn't require you to juice up the map as much. I'd say it more leans towards speed mapping. So I took a bunch of mechanics that leaned into that identity. So we are taking essences as basically if we're killing Metamorphs, we should be able to kill essence mobs, and heist as the caches in the map go by really quickly, you just click on them and loot them. And I take Delirium as you can just push for 5 rewards and end the mechanic. After that, and taking Searing Exarch as I think Searing Exarch is a lot better than Eater of Worlds. Other than that, I had some points left over, so I decided to take the map boss nodes. You can easily take any other mechanic you actually like doing if you don't think these are very good, and you will see in the profit breakdown that these weren't that great. Here's the loot received from 48 maps of this strategy: bunch of essences, heist contracts, and catalysts. Here you'll see the excellence tab, and after adding in maps, we have about a 18-ish divine profit. Now this is just the mapping section. I decided to split the profit in tabs between the mapping and the actual creation of Metamorphs inside Tane's lab. The actual profit per hour I'll leave for the end and add the Tane's lab loot with it for the final number. Now for Tane's lab, I mostly just used the search function in the Metamorph tab and just searched for good rewards and built Metamorphs based on what I had. Currency, divination cards, catalysts, scarabs, basically the same as when you create Metamorph in maps. These encounters are super fast and I blasted through 50 in less than 30 minutes. Also, quick note here, you will definitely have a lot more of some organs than others, but you are able to reroll the organs you have by vendoring any 3 organs into a random organ. Here's the loot for about 50 Metamorphs after rerolling organs all the way down to basically nothing. Seems pretty good, which brings our final profit for this strategy over 48 maps to about 22 divines. I invested about 2.5 divines on the scarabs, sextants, and maps, and each map took about 2 to 3 minutes to complete, along with the lab taking 30 minutes. Which brings this strategy's raw profit without counting the time to sell items gained and buying the sextants and scarabs to about 6.5 divines an hour. And I'm not even counting the house heist blueprints and contracts in that number either. It seems very good. Now in this section, I'll basically talk about how I felt to run the maps, and maybe some stuff I would do differently. First, the Metamorphs are very rippy. My SST character here had about 20-ish deaths before I started this project, 17 of those being the Uber Searing Exarch. Of course, that could have been lower if I took the 3 nodes that made the Metamorphs easier, but that also cuts 3 points away from something that actually makes the maps juicier. Next, I really don't know about the rogue Metamorphs. They really didn't drop anything noteworthy and would sometimes make the map longer depending on what mods they rolled. Now, I think if you decide to cut the map boss special nodes at the top, you can definitely slot in another mechanic or maybe even two that you like. The problem with City Square for most mechanics is that the mob count native to the map is pretty low, so mechanics that want you to kill a lot of mobs don't really work well unless you scale pack size or something of the sort. I think essences were very good, but maybe the sextet isn't too great. With Remnants of Corruption only being 1C and more than half of your map's essences getting corrupted by them, the only upside being an extra single essence didn't seem too great. If you don't like selling heist contracts, you can definitely drop the heist nodes and maybe spec into something that can be done quickly along with the Metamorphs and essences. Maybe something like Einhar would be pretty good with this strategy, seeing as imprint beasts are pretty lucrative this league. I think after you get the core Metamorph nodes and essences, you can really just spec into any strategy you find fun, and you'll make pretty good profit with this strat. I recommend it. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. I have 3 other videos in this style going over blighted maps, ritual, and delve, so maybe go check those out. I'm currently working towards YouTube partnerships, so it would help me out greatly if you hit the subscribe button. Like if you liked the video, and let me know your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section down below. If you're watching this video as it goes live, I will be live on Twitch playing PoE, so come and hang out. Alva will be coming next, so be on the lookout for that when it drops. Thank you!